Hi, welcome to Neppy Invest. So today, I took a day off from work just because I wasn't feeling 100% and I needed a bit of recuperation. And luckily for me, I was at my desk and I just had this company I've been following for a few weeks and I just saw an opportunity. So I had an extremely, insanely flukiest timed buy ever today. And I just wanted to share that with you. This was not skill trade. This was just a fluke in timing. Just a very lucky buy I had. And that company I bought today was Estrella Resources. So they are a nickel explorer. And I've been wanting to get into a nickel player recently just because I think, I'm very bullish on nickel for the long term just because their exposure to electric vehicles and batteries. So let's get into Estrella Resources. So they do have this site called Carboy, about 80 kilometres to the northeast of Kalgoorlie. So it's in a good location. It's this site's been gone through a very long history, and that's the history there. So they bought this site in 2017 from a private mining organisation called Apollo Phoenix. You can see, it's gone through a lot of history with this site. So just go through that if you want to. But anyway, I've been trying to find a good nickel play. So there are some nickel plays out there. I think Western Areas is one. You could also buy a BHP, that sort of play. But I wanted really a sole sort of provider. And also wanted an explorer because I think there's going to be much more upside in explorers. Australia was a little bit on my watch list. And then they released this discovery announcement on the 8th of October, so just over a week ago, with a significant massive nickel sulfide discovery. So pretty significant, fairly deep down, but it was fairly big. And when I read or see an announcement like this, so I saw this announcement on the morning or whatever it was released, I just want to see how the market reacts before I really buy into it, because I'm probably not the biggest expert on reading these sort of announcements. So first thing I'd like to see is how the market reacts, and then see how the market reacts over the next few days, because a lot of times if the share price goes up a lot, you see the next few days it retraces a fair bit. So why am I bullish nickel? So this is just a little thing I got from a BHP website or a presentation. So nickel is very important for batteries and electric vehicles moving forward. So you can just see there it's just sort of a typical battery, you're going to have a lot of nickel in that. And in fact, there's a possibility we might need a more supply of nickel moving forward if some of the projections come true. So we're going to have to see a lot more mining sites go into production, and hopefully Estrella Resources fits that bill. Another reason I'm bullish nickel, we can just see the share price chart of nickel on the left. Going back about 25 years, we saw a massive peak in 2007, and it's been pulling back ever since. But just the short-term trend on the right there, we do see a good short-term trend. I've just put a short-term trend line there, so that's going up. Some might say it possibly got a head and shoulders right here, but I don't think that's a head and shoulders personally. So I think there's a lot more upside just because I think supply is going to be... So commodity price is all about supply and demand. So if the thematic comes to play, we're going to see supply come under threat, but supply come under pressure, and because demand starts increasing, supply comes under pressure. So demand is greater than supply, which would put pressure under the share price or the price of nickel, and that should lead to the price of nickel start to increase. So whenever I see an announcement like this, as I said before, I like to see how the market reacts. And there was a lot of excitement about this release. So on the release of the day, on the day release, the share price went up 464%. So I just want to say congratulations to shareholders who bought in before this announcement. But then the next day we didn't see much of a pullback, only 18%, but then we saw the next 3 days it start to increase again, up 28% one day and 20% the next day. Then around 10 cents, 10 cents always seems to be a very significant price discovery or price level. We see a lot of times 10 cents acts as a really strong resistance price, and then it acts as a very strong support price if it gets above 10 cents. So the next slide here, I'll just show you the share price, what it did from middle of Wednesday into start of Friday. So as soon as it got to 10 cents, there was like a battle between the bears and the bulls around 10 cents. As soon as it went above 10 cents, you see some selling come in, and it went below 10 cents to like 9.7, saw some buying. And I knew a lot of times when this happens, especially in a company with fairly bullish news behind it, once we see that 10 cents really break out, it can go for a bit of a run. So what I did yesterday I was going to put in a price of around 9.8, 9.9 cents. It closed on Thursday, the 15th of October at 9.7 cents. So today I decided to put in a bid at 10 cents. Only 20,000 shares, so only $2,000. So my thinking was I'll put in a small bid today, and then I'll see what happens in the future, and then I could sort of accumulate the amount of shares. So only $2,000 worth of shares, I thought, at 10 cents, and sort of hoping in the back of my mind it will actually go back a bit. The price will retrace. So I put in the bid at 10:30 a.m. Sydney time, and then for about an hour, not much was happening. Not a lot of ASX trading. It was mostly what's the other platform, G trading, whatever it's called. A lot of trading on that. But then around 11:32 a.m., we saw my order go through. There it is, right on 11:32 with a few other orders. And what do you know? That was it. That was the last 10 cents orders that came through, because there it is. I've just circled where my bid was filled at 11:32 a.m. And then 8 minutes later, there was a massive buy order, a $5 million buy order at 11:40 a.m. And that was for 10.5 cents. And that was it. As soon as that order came in, you can see before that order, the volume is down here. There was not much volume for the rest of today. And there's my little bit here. And as soon as that bid came in, that 10.5, huge volume, we just saw a lot of buying throughout the rest of the day. And the share price went from 10 cents from when I bought, and it closed at the high, or right on the high, at 15.5 cents. So almost halved, not doubled my money, but my 50% increase in days trading is not bad. I didn't expect this. It was fairly unexpected. I expected the battle of 10 cents to be a little bit longer. In fact, I was going to, put my bid in around about 9 to 9.5 cents. I thought it might retrace back to then. So this was not skill in timing. I had no skill in timing this. It was pure luck. And sometimes you just have to ride your luck and just be excited about it. So very exciting. You could say that if I was wanting to accumulate a little bit more, it was probably bad timing, because I should have put all my money into it all at one time. But I tend to like to accumulate instead of putting all my chips into the basket all at once. So a lucky trade this for me. No skill. Don't think of this as me being skillful. I just saw 10 cents as a significant price to buy in at, because I thought eventually with time it will start going higher or go beyond 10 cents. So the market cap at that point was about $70 million. Now it's over $100 million. And I think with the amount of volume, share price action, I am fairly bullish with this. But I would not expect this to continue going up like this. In fact, I think it would be very healthy for a share price to pull back in price a little bit before we see some more movement in prices. I did look at a video with the CEO, and very impressive guy, and I think they've got a very impressive project here. They're in the right space. Nickel is definitely the right area, and hopefully this find or discovery they've made can actually be extended, and is just sort of the tip of the iceberg. That's the hope for now, because I am a shareholder. So that's all for today. If you are an Estrella Resources holder, long-term holder, congratulations. Leave some comments below. I'm excited to be holding this for now, and hopefully I can hold this for 5, 10, 20 years. If I'm holding this for 20 years, I think I could make a lot of money out of this. That's the key. Will not be surprised if they get actually bought out by, say, BHP or someone like that. So I'm not a share advisor professional, so if you do need professional advice, make sure you seek out a professional. That's all for today. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and until next time, Talk to you later.